Recording in progress.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's wait for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna block my own sound, but before I do, I would advise, I'm gonna put it in the, oh no, it's worthless. I would advise us to open the game guide on, ooh, my internet is bad. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, shoot. Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. Okay, so for everyone present here, I know that opening the game guide takes a lot from our computers. So if you want to just open it in the beginning of the session, I would advise to do that. I'm gonna do it myself. Okay, I am not sure if it's my internet that's bad. I don't see Michael moving anymore for a while. Nor João. Yeah, it's probably me. I don't know.
Yes, it might be you, and hello, because I see them moving.
Okay, I hope it's gonna get better then.
You could log out and log in again, perhaps. Oh, but then if you log out, you all get logged out. You have to sign somebody host for temporary.
Yeah, it's more of an internet problem than a problem. So as I was telling the folks that arrived earlier, if you want to start opening the game guide in your computer, you can, because I know in mine it lags really badly when I open it and I'm doing something else. So while we wait. And I'm going to give another minute and then we'll start our session today. Okay, friends. I'm going to propose that we start with a minute to ground and a minute of silence, just so that we can honor our presence here, honor the space, and all the other people who showed up. So enjoy this 1 minute of silence, my dear friends. Welcome back. Okay. João has a guitar. So Apostle had a couple of announcements to make, but since he has not arrived yet, we're not going to start with that. As every week, I get a little concerned with saying, let's do a quick round of check-ins, because there's not a lot of us, because then a bunch of people hop in and we spend half an hour doing check-ins. But let's try to do a quick round of check-ins with what is alive for us today. And let's try to make this brief, a brief, beautiful one. I'm going to start by saying that what is alive for me this week is very much self-organizing and DHOing. That's a very, very alive topic for me and for the whole ecosystem. That's it. Apostle arrived. I was just saying, Apostle, that since you weren't here, we were not going to start with the announcements that you had. So we started with a round of check-ins. So Apostle, how are you? What is alive? A brief check-in of what is alive for you today.
Yesterday was a bit of challenging day for me, and this morning, I'm kind of recovering a little bit. And I have a bunch of things that I want to start around storytelling here as well. I talked with some of them with Anna. And yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of medium energy, not too high, not too low, basically.
You want to pass it to someone else?
Okay, I'm not sure who went because I just joined, but
No one.
no one. Okay, great. Michael, how are you? I think he may be frozen.
So Melanie?
Yeah, Melanie.
I'm good. I had some meetings this morning while walking at the lake, so I prefer having meetings outside, and that was energizing. And there is a bit of curiosity where we are now going with our exploration, because I had the privilege this week to be able to start on Monday, which I normally not be able to. So I'm normally not in the inner space. So I did the whole week journey. And I feel there is something emerging where I'm curious to see what it is. So curiosity would be the main word. And Mila, how are you today?
Hi, Melanie. I am good. I'm just trying to meet some deadlines, so I've been a bit behind to some of the work that we're doing, but I am thanking both Melanie and Kath for some amazing contribution on our mural for our Comstock. And apart from that, just really being an observer, because I feel very much like an infant in seeds, like a little baby just learning. So I'm passing on to Joao. That's Joao.
Thank you. I'm feeling, I'm feeling totally empty. I'm inside. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel detached. And I was thinking to make a trail today, to be inside the forest and just breathe, because I need it. And I'm feeling good. I'll pass. Ariane. Okay.
Thanks. I just got home from a festival that we were throwing for 160 people, with workshops and music, and I helped with the fire show. It was drug-free, and right now for me life is friendship and decision-making. And I pass it on to who was missing? Is Michael there yet? Michael? Okay.
You're
Then,
muted, Michael. Oh,
My internet is so bad today, I probably won't be able to contribute much, but I'm feeling very good. There's lots of progress on the corporate side, but yeah, all is good.
and he passed it on to Rachel.
I am feeling just woke up and it's nice and dark, and I'm just feeling fresh, new, ready for whatever comes my way today. So I am excited, and I will pass it on to Ogden. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it.
First time you were close. Ognian.
Ogden. Ogden. Okay, got it.
Good morning. Bon dia, beautiful humans. I am excited and curious. Mila made the group for us, the exploration group. I'm very interested in where we are going to go there. And except from that, it's like a rainy day here, but I'm feeling like energized, had a good sleep, and that's it. Soon I'll be actually turning on the camera. And I'll pass it on. Tai, are you participating? You are. Bom dia.
Hello. So yeah, just waking up, landing, I think. More of a listener today. That's it.
Okay, let the game start.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Very energies today in the room. So today I will propose that Max, do you want to check in real quick? We just finished check-in, so since you just hopped in, go ahead if you're ready.
Me probably, because I just hopped in. Sorry, I was I was drawing and I'm totally forgetting that it's already so late. I'm good and happy to be here. Let's go.
Awesome. Completely different energy again arriving in the room. Interesting. Okay. So today I already asked those of you who arrived early to open the game guide, the SEEDizens, whatever the name is in your computers, because I know that it lags when we open it and we're doing other stuff. So for whoever arrived afterwards, you can do that. Because I am going to propose that we go into breakout rooms today and having two connected and separate conversations, one around accessibility and what does it mean actually to create accessible stories, and how do we craft accessible stories, and is it accessible, is it inclusive what we want to create. It's going to be open for discussion in the breakout rooms. And I'm also going to ask us to, inside of those breakout rooms, I may separate that into different parts actually to make it more organized. I'm going to ask us to go over the section 0 and section 1 of the game guide, just so we have a reminder. Maybe you already have that in your minds, maybe you don't. So just so we have a reminder of what are the big parts in those sections. And how do we craft stories that are accessible around those technical aspects of how SEEDz works? So that's the plan for today. And before that, Apostle is bringing 3 different topics to the table. NFTs, which I advise them to create an exploration group around NFTs, and anyone who is interested in exploring that subject more in depth. The art contribution form and basic income form. So I'll pass it on to Apostle before we go into breakout rooms to talk about accessibility. Take it away, Apostle.
So I will start with the more technical stuff. So we got our contribution co-op campaign passed last week. Yay! Yeah, so in that we have like a basic income process that we're gonna pay out each month. And I prepared the form for the basic income. I'll just share it briefly, and then I wanna just leave the space open for brief reactions from the people that are present. So this is the basic income form. The explanation is basically you have to have participated in one or multiple of the following activities, which is participating in the inner, outer, or storytelling course one of them each week, being active in the RE forum and being active in an exploration group. And the first one is required. The other two are not that required. It's basic things. You input your contact's name, SEEDS account, username, email, and then you write a brief, like brief explanation on what you learned, what were you part of, what did you create, what did you contribute, and that kind of stuff. It's super simple. So I just want to have a quick round on that, not to lose too much time because it's kind of self-explanatory. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm sorry, Pastor. Can I just ask, what are you looking for in terms of reaction here? Just so we keep it focused.
Nothing concretely, just like right now, as they see it, what's alive in them.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to focus that as if anyone has something, a question or something alive, then please contribute, but don't feel obligated to. Otherwise.
Yes. That's
okay. I will come with a brief question that might not be only related to you, Apostle. For 2 or 3 weeks, the word exploration group comes up, and I might have missed the introduction of what this is about. So I would like to get an explanation. I remember Anna once said something is combined with the exploration groups, or it's important after she came out of a core group meeting, but I have no real understanding what it is. It might be that I haven't been part in that specific discussion.
Okay. So an exploration group is a group of people that comes together and explores a specific topic related to the game guide or the SEEDS ecosystem, and then either comes up with a proposal to change the game guide in a specific way as a result of that exploration, or they come up with a sense-making document or a piece of text that summarizes their exploration, basically. What did they come up with in the time that they explored specific topic. That is my understanding. There have been some people tried to create exploration groups, and some people even had progress on it. But I think the challenge of this kind of exploration group is that it might take a significant amount of time to actually like do the research and the exploration and connecting with other people. And we also, from the core team, have not come up with an official process of how all that works. And maybe Anna would like to speak up on that. Maybe I'm not entirely correct in that. Do you want to say something, Anna?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the point of the exploration groups is that we are here. Renaissance Explorers started and still is a co-learning journey for us to understand in depth the game guide, how SEEDS works. We don't have to focus necessarily on the game guide. It's co-learning journey into understanding in depth of how SEEDS system works, and also improving it, because right now that guide who conducts how the system works hasn't been ratified by the citizens. So the idea is while we go through that, we also are able to make proposals to changing that guide. And the exploration groups are the spaces that we imagined where people can come together to talk about a specific subject. For instance, anyone who was interested in that journey from going to visitor to citizen, and you think that has been badly designed. Well, form an exploration group, you go into it and you explore why was it badly designed. You come up with new ideas together as to what would be a better design for that introductory journey into seeds, and you come up with a proposal. And so we put, I think that's what Mila put on the chat, how to start an exploration group. We also have a doc that you created, Apostle, that maybe you could share, of the active exploration groups. I haven't been keeping track up until now of what was active or not. I'm gonna start doing this by the end of the week, so that we have like an overview of all the exploration groups and what they're working on. And what Apostle said, yes, by the goal of an exploration group is to ideally come up with a proposal for a generative change to the seeds ecosystem. And if that doesn't happen, because by the end of it, you look at that journey from visitor to citizen and you realize, ooh, actually it wasn't that badly designed, because it fits with so many other aspects that, yeah, actually maybe we spent like 5 weeks thinking about this and coming up with other ideas, but no, actually we don't want to change that design. We think that it was good from the beginning. Awesome, that's also valid. The only thing that we ask is that you put that in a doc. Why? Because if 5 months from now, someone else comes back and thinks, wait, this was badly designed, that little aspect there, maybe I'm going to start an exploration group, or I'm going to start thinking about how to better design that, then we kind of are gifting them with, hey, we spent like 6 weeks thinking about this. This is what we came up with. These were the conclusions. There you go. And it's an improvement. Even if you don't come up with a proposal in the end to change, it's also very beneficial for the seeds ecosystem, all the research that you did during that time. Don't know if that was, I hope that was more explanatory.
Yeah, and even if the document, because like we're right now, no exploration group has created that kind of sense-making document. I would love to see that, but that has not happened yet. But still, the thread that is in the forum, where people actually converse around the topic and share ideas, is also valuable as some kind of meta or proto document, that sense-making document. So we can still have like a place to point people to, but if we have like an article or a sense-making document, that would be even better. And that actually goes into what Anna was inquiring earlier about the game guide, like how to, this is maybe a extension of the game guide, a sense-making document that is connected to it, that gives, it's not exactly storytelling, but it's a piece of, piece of text that is very valuable for the exploration and evolution. So does that answer your question, Melanie?
Yes. And coming back to our discussion about communication, it could have been shorter.
Okay.
Both of you. It's because
Okay.
you explained it from different sides. One would have been enough for me, and you could have checked earlier if I already have my answer.
Yeah.
That was now on a meta level.
Okay. Yeah, it's also a live topic for me, at least, because we kind of had the responsibility to make it work better, but we haven't. So, okay, other reactions on the basic income form? Anyone? Something alive that you want to share briefly?
I'm actually working with Bart in our ambassador group. So I'm very familiar with the proposal.
Yes, I also read about it and I made a comment that, but I'm very pleased with it, especially that you have to provide some kind of proof what you've contributed, but also it involves the element of trust. So I like it.
Yes.
I don't want to confuse the topics. What Bart talked about yesterday is totally different from this forum.
Different? Oh, okay, it's different. Okay.
Yeah. What Bart talked about yesterday was about basic income for the whole SEEDs, residents, and citizens. And this is about the basic income for Renaissance explorers.
Okay.
For this journey.
Okay, so we did talk about it. Okay, I only saw it yesterday, but he wrote it in the forum and actually, okay, but thanks for clarification. Yes, yeah. But I like you.
João?
I was thinking, because if we create exploration groups for changing the game guide, it will be like to create a proposal for, but if it's to change the SEEDs ecosystem or creating something, it might be a way to creating a working group after the exploration group. And this working group, like creating some tangible thing, then the exploration group come up with something that, oh, it would be nice to create this thing on the thing. Then they create the working group with OKRs and objectives, and then it's a working group for SEEDs and as a whole, you know, not just the exploration groups just for the game guide, but also for creating things also. And it's the idea that I have.
Yeah, it could extend. Good idea.
Yeah, just as a little reminder, Renaissance Explorers is in a way supposed to be a little a fractal of SEEDs and a little hub where we test things out in a more closed environment. But yeah, everything that comes up in the Renaissance Explorers is supposed to, but can expand to the whole SEEDs ecosystem. Pasto, did you get what you wanted from the basic income form?
Yeah, I am ready to continue to the next. How much time do I have? How much do you need for the your part?
How much time do you need, Pasto? That's the.
Maybe 20 more minutes, something like that.
Right. What do you want to bring with the art contribution form and the NFTs?
I want to do the same thing with the art contribution form and the NFTs connected to it. The NFT, I can only present the NFT idea and maybe we can have a conversation about it like in maybe next week, just for people to think about it. And
right, yeah, if you can present it to us, and we do what we did for the form, that's great. And yeah, I would highly advise making the NFTs into an exploration group so that it doesn't take space in the storytelling, because not everyone is interested necessarily. So
yeah, probably the people who are gonna be creating art, they would be interested, and not everyone is that. So that's a good point. Okay, so for the art contribution form, so we have another part of the co-proposal, which is about creating art pieces. And I've also already invited people to start doing it, but we also need to document it. So people that create an art piece need to actually send us the art piece and say what's the title of the art piece, and maybe a description, a short description about it if they want. That's not required. So it basically, I haven't finished it. It's kind of work in progress, but it looks something like this: name, email, seed username, title, description, the art piece that I call ready for use. What ready for use means is that we can it's a very nice created and a picture that is very nicely shot and uploaded with a good resolution. So we can, for example, use it in articles and embed it in maybe even the game guide, or mint it as an NFT. And then there is also, I opened the space to upload the source files of the art piece. So that means that if you created it and, for example, Photoshop or Illustrator or something else, you can actually like upload the source files, and we can use that source file in order to, for example, make it into a more high resolution play piece, or include it even better in as part of a video or something like that. And the idea, so is to have 3 layers of an art contributions, basically. So the first layer would be one that is priced, one that is, it's not a price, awarded at, one that is awarded at 500 seeds, which is like a more basic, free-flowing, simple art piece that you created maybe during one call. Then a second tier, which is a 1,000 seeds award, which is maybe a little bit more, you put a little more work on it, like you worked a little bit more on it, and it's a little bit more professional, more beautiful. And then a tier, the third tier would be awarded and are 2,000 seeds, and that would be for art pieces that we mint, for example, in Mautic, on Mautic or Ethereum. So these art pieces are gonna have like a higher price as NFTs, and they're gonna also have like an official, like it will be like an official gallery with very beautiful art that I'm seeing. So there's basically, okay, I want to have a quick reaction on that, because I also want to see, I'm also looking this time specifically from people who would like to contribute to this, what their reaction is. Just as a note, as part of a license, the license, like ownership and license of this thing, I imagine that the ownership would be left with the author of the piece, but Seeds users and Renaissance explorers would have like license to mint NFTs and to use it in documents related to Seeds, basically. That's what I'm thinking about. So I know that Max is creating art, Arian is creating art. I'm not sure if Ognian is also creating or not. Rachel, I saw Rachel as well. Tina, sorry Tina, forgot about you. Yeah, so I just wanna see how you people feel about this. Would you contribute? Do you have any resistance to what I presented right now that would stop you from, yeah, contributing?
No, absolute no resistance. I'm loving it, and thank you so much for like creating the possibility for this kind of motivation. I just that is this form that you are making is already on, or you are making it?
No,
Because
it's not finished. I'm creating it together with the basic income form. I think I'll be ready with it until the end of the week.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Will this payment be additional to the basic income, or?
Yeah, it's extra. So the art pieces and the storytelling pieces, because we also have a budget for storytelling pieces, are gonna be extra on top of the basic income.
I do have questions about the NFT aspect of things, just because there's residual income generated. And I'd already been thinking about them in a different space. And so just that added complexity, it might be worth a conversation, like how the income can be, creating liquidity pools or.
Yeah, I
something
was
like that.
thinking that I want to get into the NFTs like right away, just to present what my thinking about the NFTs is. And we can also have an exploration group about the
Yeah,
NFTs
I'd like that.
specifically. Yeah.
Because I would like that personally.
I am a little worried about time, guys. So,
Okay, 5 more minutes.
okay.
Yeah.
So does anyone wanting to contribute with art have any more questions about the art contribution form? If not,
I want to hear Max specifically. What's his reaction? Because he created one of the most beautiful and widely used art pieces that I personally use everywhere. So yeah.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, I actually the only question that I had was like the folder, but that doesn't, like, it's not important. I will come back to this. I like it generally, but I come back to with other questions.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
okay, so Apasto, 4 minutes, 3 minutes to talk about NFTs, knowing that you will form an exploration group and you can go in depth all you want on it.
Okay. Yeah. So NFTs, I was thinking that we would have two levels of NFTs. One is the art scribing level, which we would have an account and we would mint every NFT, no matter how unprofessional it looks, as long as it's been uploaded through the art contribution form and it's being created as part of this process. Then we would mint it, and I would love that. I'm thinking that could happen on the Tezos blockchain. At Hinset Nook, I don't know how to pronounce that, the hen marketplace. And we would actually mint them in the order that they have been created from the start, from April or May. So I would also want you to upload the date when that art piece was created, when you upload it. And then the tier 3 2000 seeds would be like the beautiful, like emerging art pieces would be minted in Mautic and Polygon and would be in OpenSea. And they would have a priced in Ethereum, basically. And it would be kind of an income stream from the Renaissance Explorers for the Renaissance Explorers initiative. And also, like, we can think about what to maybe we could have a percent for the artists, depending on how much, how popular that is. And yeah, I'm open to creating the exact structure for that. So we can talk about this in an exploration group, maybe.
Do you want to maybe set or just announce where you're gonna post the information about the exploration group so that anyone interested can join?
Yeah, I have already a post in the forum about this process. I'm not sure if I should create another post or just use that one. But yeah, I'll post it in the forum and in Discord.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. I want to give time before we go into our breakout rooms to Mila's questions. So she posted a couple of them in the chat. I can answer a couple, not sure about some of them. So wondering why the comms doc is not part of the RE outer. I don't really understand the question. There's not really a difference between RE outer, inner, and storytelling. So maybe that, okay, go ahead.
Because I thought the outer was all about the outer work. And I feel the comms doc is not really storytelling as such, as part of this outer work to the SEEDS guide. So I wasn't, because I'm new, so I wasn't sure what that meant, why it was part of storytelling instead of the outer.
It's not really necessarily part of storytelling. It's just that the communication agreements is something that did rise from the outer space, and nothing happened and no one picked it up. And so to put things in motion, and you beautifully picked it up, and I just checked the mural, I will definitely go and contribute there too. So yeah, it's not part of the storytelling space. It's an exploration group.
Yeah.
So maybe that answers, yeah.
And then the second one was the conflict resolution, because we're talking about it, and I think it's part of comms, but I don't really know where it fit, or is it in the SEED side?
Again, I'm not sure if I completely get the question, but I definitely think that the conflict resolution working group, exploration group that is forming is completely tied to the communication agreement that you came up with. That's my opinion, at least. I think it makes sense to maybe have two different exploration groups, one for conflict resolution, one for comms, but they both are communicating with one another.
Yeah. The other part is it's all exploration group, actually. When does it, the moment it turns into a proposal? Because, you know, it's really about boundaries. How much do we actually invest in doing the work? And then where it needs to then become either some kind of campaign, or alliance, or whatever it is, because I'm still new, DHO, whatever it is, quest, whatever it's going to be called, from exploration. Empathy, like, because I'm not quite sure how far we do this work and how then it becomes a real working group or a DHO or a proposal that was mentioned.
Right. Okay. So I think there are two things there that I'm going to try to untangle. The first cohort, let's say, of Renaissance explorers in this co-learning journey is supposed to last until September, and then a new one begins. So to give a little framing, that's the overall framing. Then the two things to untangle there are exploration groups are supposed to come up with proposals. Yes, proposals to change how the system works, how SEEDS works.
Okay.
That can mean either change something in the game guide, or it can mean putting up a proposal to becoming a DHO and something that is going to be potentially eligible for the milestone funds. I'm assuming that that's why there's entanglement there, because we're talking about proposals a lot these past weeks, and they mean a bunch of different things. In the question of exploration groups, when do they become a proposal? It's whenever the exploration group decides to, actually. So if you feel like with the communications, for instance, if you feel like you've arrived at the end of your exploration, you have a good grasp of a bunch of other people's opinions and different perspectives, and you did great work and you're ready to propose that to the Renaissance Explorers and the SEEDS ecosystem overall, then that's it. You decide.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to check with the group members, Jen and Melanie, Tanara, and Tina. Do you have any other quick questions other than the ones on Neural?
Do we have some time specified for the meetings or still no?
For the exploration group, for our
Exploration group, yeah.
I was asking in our small group to ask when, so we can agree outside of this meeting. Yeah, because I think we do need to meet to actually understand what we want to do together and how far, like what Anna said. I like that decision to be made by everyone who wants to be part of it. Any other question from anyone other than the ones that we've already put in Mural? Well, over to you, Anna. Thank you. And Anna, do you want us to include you so you can just be an observer and give us some guidance if we're missing something?
In what?
I've created in the private message the exploration group with Tanara, Melanie, Ongjen, and Tina.
Right. Oh, right. Good. So sure, but I would advise that you create a forum post in the forum. That way, it's not private, and anyone wanting to join can, unless you decide that you want to take boundary. That's also your choice, and you're totally free to do that. Absolutely.
I'll check with everyone else first. Not my decision to make. Maybe a thread on the storytelling. I'll just check with the whole group.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So we have a little bit over half an hour, and so I don't think we'll make 2 rounds of going to breakout rooms. We'll make just 1. And yeah, okay. So the question for us today is, let me put it into context. Again, co-learning journey, Renaissance Explorers, we're here to learn, to understand, and to propose changes. And we're here to do that, all of that as a group, because one of the main purposes of Renaissance Explorers is to decentralize the knowledge that was being held by a very small group of people, that were the group of people that came up with most of the SEEDS ideas in the beginning, who designed the system, who wrote the
Did she froze for everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe we wait for a minute or 2.
You're not.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm back.
We lost you for a minute.
Okay, so I was
decentralize the knowledge that very few people.
Awesome. That's all we need to remember, that we're here to try to decentralize that knowledge that is contained in that guide. That is the knowledge of how the hell SEEDS work, actually. And in order to do that, in the storytelling space, our objective, our goal, our purpose is to create stories and pieces and mediums that will make that knowledge accessible. And so my question here that I pose for all of us, and that's the prompt before we go into the breakout rooms, is one, what does it mean to create accessible pieces? And two, specifically, how do we actually do it? And that's why I asked all of us to open the game guide beforehand, and you can do it now if you want. If you go over really quickly the main titles of section 0 and section 1, which are the ones that we have been covering up until now, take one of those topics that is most alive for you and focus the answering of the question and the exploration in the breakout rooms in how do I make this accessible? How do I make this interesting? How do I make this inspiring for others? How do we do that together? That's the prompt. Actions while I put us in breakout rooms. Any questions?
Can you put the question in the chat?
Yes, I can, and I will put also in the, so that it appears in every breakout room. Okay, I'm creating 4 breakout rooms with 2-3 people per room. Any other questions before we go? Nope. Perfect. Open all rooms. Okay. I'm going to broadcast the message. Oh no, I'm sorry. Did I break? Did I close all breakout rooms abruptly? Shoot. So sorry. I did not mean to do that. I thought we were going to have the 60 seconds in the end. Okay.
60 seconds.
Who would like to, I didn't even get to go to all breakout rooms. Who would like to bring to us the beautiful harvest from those breakout rooms? Put your hand up and I'll call you in order. Awesome. I don't know who put the hand up. Let's go with Onion.
Obrigado. So, wow, this was just a wonderful conversation with Mila to harvest. So, we both agreed that the Seeds game guide and the learnings of a game guide needs to be definitely more interactive experience for the user and not only a book, because the book is overwhelming and there is a lot of just information that you need to learn. It's kind of even traumatic for us that went through school system and everything. But not jumping on that deeper, Mila and me were like driven by a very passionate talk about what can a game guide develop as an app that has a possibility to project in a user that feeling that he is on a journey, in a way, that he is like doing something, doing some exercises, learning through that about the ecosystem, and also like we can use the wisdom from inner space that the person is through that like also learning about the self-development and stuff like that. Then Mila pushed it to the gas amazingly and said that there is a ultra good possibility to also that can spread the feeling of a community, so you can make that the people who are citizens just randomly get attached with the people who are using the apps as residents, and then like giving them quests or asking them about like how are they feeling in the game, just like having that feeling of learning through actually having a centralized place where the person who gets inside of a seed doesn't need to be like learning about Discord forum everything, but like to have a centralized place that is going to drive him as a road, as a journey, and whoever wants to get deeper inside of everything, we always have this stuff to offer. I mean, if the technology doesn't develop ultra fast, and then we really can put everything of this in a, it's just such a wonderful idea. And I think that the blockchain things don't have a lot of, actually, I don't see any app that's like this, that's oriented towards self-development. And I think that the game guide can be actually a very nice shoot to something like that. And I don't want to take more time. And that's it. Mila, please add something if I missed.
You're muted, Mila.
Oh, thank you. I'll just pass it on to Tina and Arian, and I'll just put it in the chat. Thank you, Angel.
So I'll go next. That's amazing. Yeah, there's some resonances going on. So I think there was an identification that there needs to be different aspects or different ways into the game guide for different kinds of learners, and that it needs to be experiential in nature. There's an emphasis on play being brought, and it's sort of like, yes, a game that allows people to step into almost like a preparation of the soil, because we are the explorers and our experiences matter. And it's like, I think this cultivation of an experiential terrain where people can have an onboarding experience almost, I think is important. Yeah, and there is a small working group that I'm in with Rachel and Javier around creating an actual game for this, and so we're going to be opening that up and really going and revealing kind of what we've been working on, and inviting people, anyone who wants to come in to sort of look at the gaming aspect of what we've been talking about here is going to be super fun. I'm excited to share it. I really am. So that's it. I think I captured everything. If let me know.
I would like to add something. It's an idea to create some video bringing the context of seeds, and a very short video that could, because the section 0 is almost a script already of the regenerative principles, and a video bringing that wisdom, and also mix it with the gamification of what is your stage inside the regenerative movement, because you can you are alone people in your local, you have already a marketplace, then we could like some answers like a liquidity pool could be a way, a thing that for this person explore when he has already have a marketplace with seeds, but not already a movement inside this local. So giving the for each stage of the person the things that they might need for playing the game. That's how she explained to making the ground, and also this video idea to presenting the context of the game guide. What I have said.
Go ahead, Alan.
Okay. The first thing that came to our mind was some infographics, like using symbols and icons, and also making it more visual, because the mind also is easier to remember things if there's the more input there is, like visual, sound, emotions, and images always evoke emotions. And it would be nice to have a video which also can build on the infographics and symbols. And we could also invent some images for the values. And then we also had the questions, could we write stories that would make it more accessible? And probably the story of developing and becoming a citizen would be quite boring and not really making it easier to understand. But the values could very much be put into a story. But then it also wouldn't make it more quickly accessible, but might open it up and make it more familiar to people who might not be so knowledgeable in the regenerative movement. I think that's it. And the icons that I came up with would, for example, be for planting seeds, would be just like a little seed under the earth. And then for how many, maybe you make for 10 seeds, you make like 1 seed, and 50 seeds would be like 5 seeds, or whatever makes sense. And then for voting would be a person that lays the hand on the shoulder of another person. And referring would be someone like, I even made some little sketches I could share later, someone like putting his hand before his mouth and screaming, and then there are like 1 little person or 3 little person in the background. And so you have like very simple boxes comparing the resident, visitor, and citizen. And maybe also, I think it's also good to put it in the framing of becoming trustworthy. You know, like you put something in so people know why you're doing this, and it's not something. Also, people might think of a pyramid system, and it's really about trust and not about being a servant of the system. Yeah.
Love that. I love all of these ideas. And yes, they are very juicy, and I want to see them happen. I want to see them being created.
Aryan, do you want to create that infographic if you're passionate about it right now?
Yes, I will have to check with my time, but definitely.
Okay.
Awesome. Call to action by Apostle. Form an exploration group on Infographics if you want to. I'm seeing João's comments on the chat.
Cool.
But honestly, yeah, form an exploration group if you want to, but let's always have like a lead or a guide or however you want to call that for
No. Let's not have an exploration group on this. Let's just, if you feel passionate about creating something, just like create it. Don't ask for permission.
No, don't ask for permission. But my little rant here was on exploration groups. There always needs to be one human who is guiding it, leading it, stirring the ship, or whatever we want to call it. There needs to be someone who's putting fire into it and who's seeing it through. Otherwise, we never do it, and we always count on another person to do it. But yeah, for the infographics, just go for it, Arjen. And if you, João, want to create infographics too, go ahead, João. Create them also. We can have tons of pieces and media created. It will be even more beautiful. We are past time, so I'm not gonna do what I had planned for after we harvested. That's okay. Oh, we didn't hear from Max and Melanie. Max, do you wanna bring something?
No. One thing maybe though that I heard a lot about making a game and that stuff, and I love that too. And one thought that was coming with cards, because we actually also put it in the game guide itself, that we could make a tabletop game out of this whole thing with pieces and players, but that's a bit much for now. But just also to remind everyone that there is a game of Seeds developed that does a lot of the stuff that I heard right now, and it would be beautiful to just like have stuff that we could think of and then say like, hey, could you implement this in the game of Seeds? We already prepared all the nice icons, we all have the stuff here, we have a story, and you just have to put it in the game, and that would be beautiful. And
Hey,
that's it.
I have a like I'm talking with the developer that is behind the Game of Seeds things. Do you guys think that I can invite them here, the designer and the developer, to just like have an introduction on what they're doing in Game of Seeds and see how we can collaborate with them?
Yes, that would be cool.
Okay, that was a big yes from everyone.
Yeah, for everyone.
Okay, it's interesting.
Of course,
All
everyone
right.
else.
Okay, I'll coordinate it with Anna and with them, and we'll share about it.
It's participant design.
Yeah, yeah. I know that there was a lot of thinking behind the circle thing that is, and like, but they will explain it. Yeah.
It would be cool if we take a look for bringing ideas for them, also.
Shall I create another mural so we can all download there and put it up in storytelling?
Yes, and I saw.
You can create
I saw in the chat that Tina she mentioned that she had an exploration group going with Rachel on Gamify. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel and Javier and I are actually like designing a game that's an onboarding, interesting game that involves seeds. So it might be a really interesting. There might be some interesting overlaps for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, is it worth it that to create another exploration group, or is it does it make more sense to merge, Tina?
I believe we're gonna want to merge. We only sort of came together just to kind of complete the initial concept, but the way it's expanding, we always intended for it to expand into a group. So I think that could happen as a merging.
Awesome. Did you post it in the forum?
No, I have done nothing of the sort yet. It's all like, this is today. You guys now know about it.
It's Samara, so they just started this orientation session, right, Tina?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Samara.
Oh no, it isn't? Oh, good.
Thank God.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, my only advice would be post it in the forum. That way we can all merge into that exploration group around the gamification of seeds.
Exciting. I can't wait. Yes.
I can't wait.
It's happening.
So excited.
Okay, since we're already over time and we're all excited and everything, let's do a quick check out rounds with 2 to 3 words. I am inspired, I'm excited, and I'm happy to have been here. Rachel, how about you?
That's perfect that you calling me. I got to jump off. So I'm just excited to see where this goes. I guess, okay, 3 words. Excited, empowered, and mind running. I'll pass it on to Tina.
Yeah, I'm excited. The cat's out of the bag, and everybody had the same. We're like, everyone has cats in the bag, and then we get to have our little kitties play. I'm excited. Apostle.
Yeah. I don't know which cat was that, but it's great. I love the metaphor. The cat's out of the bag. I feel I don't know what's the word in English, but purring, like a cat when she purrs. Tainara.
Love, love, and love. I mean, love the idea, love the space, love the connections. And I'll pass it on to João.
Yeah, was great today. Thank you. Awesome ideas and giving me inspirations and energize me. I was entering like feeling empty, and now I feel full of motivations. Thank you.
And he passed it on to Max.
Okay. I'm amazing, and you too. And I pass it on to Augie. I want to hear from you.
Opa, Max. I in my mind great mind thinks a lot. I was thinking to say I love it, I love it, I love it. I took that, but I really don't have anything that will explain it. Like, I am loving the ideas that are born today. That's it. Happy. And I pass it to Mila.
Mine is, this first time it tapped into my child, because I love being back into my child, kind of like wonder. So all the 3 words is fun, 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 and play. That's me. I think have I covered everyone? Anna.
Yes. Thank you, lovely, lovely people, and see you next week, and see you on Friday for the Codex meeting for whoever participates in that. Love you all. Beijos.
Bye.
Oh,